Hello YouTubers! Today I want to share with you my lifetime story. My name is Nikolay Nikolov. I was born in 1975 in a small town called Haskovo, in the south part of my country, Bulgaria. In that time my parents were students in the Teachers' University in the town of Sliven. I grew up mostly in the care of my grandparents in the very small village of Tankovo. As a kid, it was pretty typical. We would ride bicycles and go skateboarding. We would also go skiing, and many times we went in the village lakes to go fishing. My parents were both teachers at that time. What can I say about them? I love them so much. They helped me with my education for the first 15 years. That was so important that I think this is the correct formula to raise a child. I have to admit that even now they are my hidden weapon. In my early school days, the country was under communism rule. And many people say that this was a very bad time. And maybe they are right, but there is some stuff that I miss a lot from that era. The underemployment was 0%. Kids were totally free to play as they wish. There were no hijacks or crimes at all. Until 9 p.m. children were alone outside, and nobody was scared that something will happen to them. So, to be honest about that time, I am with sort of a mixed feelings and emotions about those years. Definitely I feel some nostalgia about some details that we will never have chance to feel again, like strict law, discipline, order, responsibility. Some people think that we have a democracy now, but every day there are robberies, crimes, scams, drugs, liars, fake governments, bureaucracy and politicians. I don't even want to mention them. Is it better than before? I really don't think so, but okay, I will try to not be so negative. Let me go back in my school days. Mathematics was just not for me. Literature was my strongest side. With not too much hard work, I was able to become one of the best in my class. I was always impressed by cars and motorcycles. My grandfather had a Russian motorcycle, a Kovrovets 175cc, and yes, I was riding it for years. We had also another Russian vehicle, a Moskvich car, and then a Lada a few years later. I finished high school having learned about agricultural machinery and internal combustion engines. In the same time, I had another passion in my life – music. My mom used to give me money for food, and I would spend it on audio tapes instead. I grew up with the music of Boney M, Eruption, Bob Marley, Billy Ocean, Michael Jackson, Black Box, Bee Gees the Prince of Rap, Sir Mix-a-Lot and Two Live Crew. A little later I started to work as a DJ. Yes, with audio tapes and a homemade mixer. That was the golden age of the DJ profession in my country. The mayor of the village salary was 120 levs a month, and my salary as a DJ was 200 levs for just 2 days, Friday and Saturday only. I spent 7 years as a DJ, then a few more years as a radio sound maker and radio host. Unfortunately, this was not well paid here, so I had to return to my other passion, cars. I started my work as a car diagnostic specialist in a Renault workshop. I spent 5 years there. It was a great experience, and also at that moment I met my wife. Her name is Dani, and yes, she looked fantastic. From the moment that I saw her, I knew that she was the one. I had to go for a car training in France, so we took that chance, we got married, and we had an amazing honeymoon in Paris. Since then, we live together as a very happy family. My technical training in Renault Paris was almost 6 months long, so this was a serious job and amazing benefit for me. My wife Dani has 2 master's degrees, one for teacher in Bulgarian language and one master's degree in history. She was a journalist in a few major TV stations here in the region. Later, she was a radio host also, and now she is a teacher in a local high school. When I get back from France, somehow my salary had gone down by half, so I had to accept another challenge. I had to decide to make another opportunity in the automotive industry. I started my next job as a workshop engineer in the official Peugeot workshop. During this period, I had many international training sessions in Peugeot Croatia, chip tuning training in Aliantic, Italy, and other trainings in Peugeot Sofia as well. I spent 7 more years in this workshop. Did I tell you that I love off-road and motocross? And yes, that was also a big part of my life. I was so crazy and emotional about motocross that I can't explain how passionate I felt about it. Of course, I had to break a few bones to understand that I have to be more careful. Oh, about the pictures, yes, that's me. I have to mention one more person. His name is Christo, and he was the owner of the Peugeot workshop. And at the same time a good friend of mine and the best boss that I have ever had in my lifetime. While I was working in this workshop, my wife gave birth to our son. His name is Nico Jr., and we try our best to give him the best education and to teach him good manners. And yes, he is our pride and joy. And he is one happy child. Nowadays, I still work with cars in my own small workshop. I make mostly car diagnostic, chip tuning, and other car software modifications. In parallel with that, I have a small one-man voiceover studio for Bulgarian voiceovers. No, this is not all. For the last 6 months I have been the area sales representative for the Japanese company Audio-Technica. The main Central Europe division office is in Budapest, so often I had to travel there. My Hungarian colleagues are fantastic. I love them all, and I'm proud that I am a part of this team. Before I wrap up this video, I definitely have to say a big thanks to my closest friend Martin Smith, who probably will help me to edit this text. He's a British man who lives near me, and he's married to a Bulgarian lady. He's my best friend, and 50% of my English-speaking capabilities are because of him. He's a photographer, and around him I am also crazy about photography and video production. If you are still here and keep watching my life story, then I want to say to you, thanks for your time. And I hope my story will make you feel more closer to me, even if you are from the other side of the world. Thanks again, and be well.